Before we begin, I'd like to invite you to our League 1 and 2 Discord server. The League 1 and 2 Discord gives users an opportunity to be with all your fellow fans. The Discord has chat channels, match day threads and voice channels, as well as other exciting ways to communicate with your fellow fans. All fans are welcome and each fan gets their team assigned to their own server profile. We are looking for representatives from each team in the Discord, so spread the word and join our growing League 1 and 2 Discord community. And if you would like to support the channel, the link to buy me a coffee is down in the description below. The money that is donated there will go towards me buying the season pass for next season so I can continue to create content for you guys. Welcome to German Gills. Today we welcome the Tractor Boys to Kent as the Gills match up against Ipswich Town. The German Gills show will be bringing you your live match reaction today from your host, Reese. Gills were triumphant against Ipswich the last time we met in a very entertaining game and they will certainly want their revenge. Adam Westgate is our live match reporter today to see how the action unfolds at Priestfield Stadium. Schön, dass du da bist und los geht's, Gills! Welcome to the German Gills show as Gillingham take on Ipswich Town. We haven't played Ipswich Town yet this season. This is the first time we're playing them and it's the last team that we have yet to play. It was meant to be on the 26th of December, but they rearranged it for today, and to be with every step of the way for you, I'm going to be your host, Reese. Thank you very much for stopping by on this German Gills show, and of course I welcome all Ipswich Town fans as well. And if you haven't done so already, please take a look at our socials. Of course, we have Instagram, which is German Gills, and as ever, of course, we have our Twitter, which is Deutsche Gills. If you would like to go straight to the live match reaction, look at the time at the top of the screen and go to that point in the video. So today we welcome Ipswich Town to Priestfield Stadium. They have currently won 8, lost 8 and drawn 8. But they are off the back of a 1-0 win against a strong side that is Wycombe Wanderers, and they come to Priestfield today probably expecting to win, all the fans as well. However, Gills have a more of a filled out squad. We have most of our senior players back, and we also have captured the signing of Tom Dixon-Peters from Norwich City, who has been flying high in the Premier League 2 division. I think that's basically the 23 versions of the Premier League and is one of the top scorers in there, so hopefully he can bring some of that talent into our squad and support Van Dane Oliver and bang a couple of goals in as well. And wouldn't it be nice if he can get a couple of goals against Ipswich Town, being a Norwich man himself, because obviously we know of that rivalry. However, I want to have a look at the last time that we met Ipswich Town. This was one of Gillingham's better games from last season at Priestfield, and the game got underway, and just after 6 minutes, Tucker put the Gills ahead. Yes! And who's that? Tucker? Tucker's just volleyed it in the bottom left-hand corner, left Thomas Holy flat-footed. In the second half, Chambers scored a looping header over Jack Bottom to make it 1-1. Ipswich opportunity here, free from the right-hand side. It's a decent header, and it's gone in. Then after a breakaway down the right-hand side with passing between Graham and Dempsey, the ball eventually came across from Dempsey into the middle and was converted by Oliver. No one there for support, but there we go. Dempsey on the right-hand side. Someone's got to get in that box to support me. An early cross in. No one's there. Yes! Oliver has scored. I thought no one was there, and he come out of nowhere, and Oliver put it in the back of the net, top left-hand corner, in the right place at the right time. When I say that, he made that run himself. Then after some calamitous defending by Ipswich Town, the ball eventually fell to Van Dane Oliver, who got his second goal of the game and put it right in the top right-hand corner on the 80th minute to make the final score 3-1. You just passed it to Thomas Holy. The ball's still alive again. I don't know what's happening here. Find the space. He's taken the... Oh! It's gone in! 3-1! It's a calamity for Ipswich Town. What are they doing? So going to Priestfield today, as ever, we have our matchday correspondent, Adam Westgate.
Good afternoon.
So, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Just walking to the stadium for the first time in a while. I mean, I think the last time we were here was, trying to think, was it Portsmouth?
It might well have been, yes.
Okay, well, let's hope for something better than that today.
Absolutely. Well, we've seen the team sheet. What do you think of the Christmas tree formation that's been put on the Gills Twitter?
Well, I mean, considering that Dempsey obviously isn't 90 minutes ready, and I'm going to guess that Lloyd can't be 90 minutes ready either today, which is why we have Thunder up there. Pretty good team. I mean, I'm going to hazard a guess that Lloyd and Dempsey might come on later. Definitely Lloyd, I would think, but Dempsey comes down to how much he's trained, as everyone said.
And what do you expect? Do you expect the formation to change at all in the second half, or is this something you expect to see throughout the whole game?
I would expect it to change in the second half based on the fact that we've got our new striker. It'll be interesting to see whether Oliver can do the full 90, because if he can, I think we'll play classic little and large, which was what we intended to do with Kelman. If he can't, I wouldn't be shocked to see the new striker up front just on his own. So I think it really comes down to fitness more than anything. I think if they're fully fit, it would be two strikers, no doubt. I think that's definitely the plan.
So today then, what's your score predictions?
So my score predictions, I will say this though, I will put a shout out to the plastic notes now. They don't mush as much. But as far as my score goes, I'm going to go 1-1 because early in the season I went quite a lot of the time with the win, and I still think fitness-wise we're going to struggle a bit. I do think we can win. I do think Ipswich are inconsistent. Actually they were quite consistent at the start of the season. They were terrible, but they're now inconsistent, which is an improvement. I think we can get a win, but I'm still going to go 1-1. We're still struggling to score. Great that we were functional at MK Don. Great that we kept them out and didn't look like conceding. But creatively, we still struggled, which is not a shock at this point.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens during the game, and we'll catch up at half-time.
All right, speak to you then.
So let's head over to Priestfield Stadium for today's live match reaction. Lawsgate's Gills. And we are about to get underway at Priestfield Stadium. The weather is terrible at the moment. I've just read recently that the Dover game was also cancelled about an hour or so ago because of expected rain over Kent. And the weather is no difference here. And I feel a little bit sorry for all the Ipswich Town fans that are sat or probably stood in the away end with no roof over them. So that's the pitfall of being in our away end, I suppose, as we get the game underway. It's a great play by Ipswich. They've really opened Gills up at the moment. This could be the first meaningful attack of the game. It's gone on the right-hand side. It comes across the box, and it's gone in the back of the net. And it's a goal from Ipswich. There are claims for offside, but Ipswich have taken the lead. It's actually a really good goal by Ipswich. Really good goal. It happened out of nowhere on the right-hand side. A couple of first touch passes, and then 1, 2... and then 3 using the weather chalk and just drill it across the box and get it straight in the middle of the goal. It's a really good goal by Ipswich, I have to say. And Gillingham were cut right open there and just couldn't keep hold of their man and follow what was happening in front of them. Looks like the calls for offside were in vain, and Ipswich have taken an early lead here at Priestfield. It's at Gillingham 0, Ipswich Town 1. Ipswich coming forward here. It's a bit of a mistake from Barrett, and they've got a great opportunity on the right-hand side. They could go 2 up here if it goes across, and they have done. And Ipswich have gone 2-0 up, and Jamie Cummins can feel really frustrated he hasn't saved that. And Ipswich have just showing what they're made of. They can really come forward and attack in this weather. And actually, I say the weather probably hasn't got much to play in this one, but Bennett has come too far forward there, and Ipswich have pounced on that opportunity and that blunder from Bennett, and it's gone out to the right-hand side. Lots of space, great shot, put his foot through it, and then Gills have gone 2-0 down in the space of about 15 minutes. Again, Ipswich showing that they're really a squad with a lot of quality, and Gills have just made 2 mistakes, and it's ended in 2 goals for Ipswich. So it's Gillingham 0, Ipswich Town 2. It's a great ball through by Ipswich. That's a fantastic piece of football. That's a fantastic goal. And the unfortunate thing about that is that Gills are on the end again of really crisp passing from Ipswich Town. Really, really good. I mean, if I'm totally honest, they've made 3 attacks and they've created 3 goals. That really is quite exceptional. And no one picked up the Gills, the Ipswich striker in the box. And I mean, he's moving around like a ghost in there, and Gills just can't keep up at the moment with Ipswich's pace of play when they get the ball. They're quick, they're lightning bolt. And unfortunately, it's put Gills severely on the back foot. And at this early stage, the way Gills are playing, I can't see any turnaround here. And Ipswich are playing excellently well and are well deserving of their 3-goal lead at the moment. Gillingham 0, Ipswich Town 3. And that is half time. Okay, so it's half time, and the score is Gillingham 0, Ipswich Town 3. And on the line, we have a very unhappy, probably Adam Westgate.
Well, thankfully, I hadn't spoken to my lawyer to rescind the charges for the Wycombe game yet. So he was going to do it on Monday, but by Christ, after today.
So what's your thoughts on the game so far?
There are many words I could use, but maybe not on this show. But this is dreadful. I mean, like, this is even, we were talking before, and this is worse than Wycombe. I mean, I just don't understand how they cut through us that easily. They look good, Ipswich, anyway, and it would have, of course, been a struggle. I think probably I'll admit I underestimated them a little bit, but I think I also overestimated us. I think if we hadn't have had a huge hole in midfield every time, and don't get me wrong, the defence has been bad, but there's a hole in midfield as well. So the whole defensive unit throughout the team has just been shocking.
So what needs to change in the second half to salvage anything from this?
Well, I don't think we're going to salvage anything from this, not to try and sound too pessimistic, but I would like to see Lloyd on to harry them, and I would like to see the new striker. At the moment, I keep saying to my dad, every time we get it in defence, hoof up to Oliver, ball loss. It's just they've absolutely got him in their pocket. He can't do anything. Not sure he's fully fit anyway. He needed time to readjust, but he's just so isolated. Even a fully fit for Dane Oliver, I mean, what could he do?
I think you hit the nail on the head there. There seems to be nothing really up front, that we're not really creating anything. Can you say anything positive, maybe not even football related, about it at the ground at the moment?
Carayol's had a couple of good runs, and I've enjoyed that. And apart from that, no, it's pretty turgid. I mean, Carayol's been the man of the match so far.
Fair enough.
He even had a shot. I mean, it went wide, but my expectations aren't too high.
Well, hopefully we can double that tally in the second half.
Yeah, twice in a lifetime. That would be nice.
Anyway, well, hopefully we can at least have a discussion at the end of the game, which is a bit more positive for the second half, and we'll speak to you then.
Yeah, speak to you then.
And we are underway for the second half. Can things get any worse? Yes, probably they can. We'll wait to see what happens. Ball's, it's just coming forward now. It looked a little bit offside the initial pass, but they've got a great opportunity here. So they get a shot. Oh, and it's just gone over the bar. It's the best chance Ipswich had this game. There was calls of offside when the ball was fizzed through the middle of the park. It was a great touch by the centre forward by Ipswich as well. But that's the best chance that Ipswich have had so far in this half. We won't see the initial pass, initial touch, but Ipswich coming forward heavily here and fizzed that one across the goal. And luckily just went over for Gills, and that would have really been curtains. But still, Gillingham 0, Ipswich Town 3. Ipswich coming forward. They've got so much room for a long shot as well, and there's a save by Cummings. It's actually, I think, the first one he's made today. That's the first save he's made this game. It's a decent shot, but look at the amount of space that Gillingham are giving Ipswich at the moment. I mean, it must be brilliant to be an Ipswich player at the moment. The amount of space Gillingham are offering, it's just unbelievable. And you can totally understand why we're absolutely getting thumped and played off the park at the moment. And credit to Ipswich, they're playing really well, and they're taking advantage of our shortcomings at the moment. Still 3-0. I'm completely silenced of that because it's a really unprofessional moment from Phillips, and what looked like it would have been, it's going to seriously, if it could get any worse, there it is, and one of our stronger players has now been sent off and won't be available for the next match. Really stupid 2 yellow cards, one for shouting at the ref, 2 for doing a foul like this, which was just absolutely unnecessarily unneeded, particularly with 3-0 down, and Phillips has been sent off for a second yellow card. It just got a corner on the left-hand side. It's whipped in. And the ref's given a penalty. I think it was a penalty, in fairness. I'd like to see that again. It's one of those ones where, some give it, some don't. Let's have a look again. It's one of those. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. And it just happened to go against us this time. And it looks like Ipswich going to get their fourth. They've been highly desirably trying to get this half. And out of all ways, it's probably going to be for a penalty. And Chapman's got a penalty for Ipswich, left-footed. I can only imagine it's going to go in the back of the net. And there it is, straight down the middle, and that's Ipswich Town's 4th goal of the day, and they're well out of sight. And yeah, Gills have been totally outplayed. Ipswich have totally deserved their win and more. And it's one of these rare occasions, I think, where Ipswich have played really well and Gillingham played absolutely terribly, and this has collided into a bit of an embarrassment, actually, overall. But Ipswich, well, we knew this from they scored the 3rd goal, have taken all 3 points, but specifically and especially now. It's a great ball that from Ipswich. They put it across the face of goal, and it's cleared away by Aimer, but not convincingly. And this could be another goal from Ipswich. It goes across the face of goal. Oh, and it cracks against the crossbar. That could have been their 5th goal. And again, it was really great work from Ipswich. They're passing the ball around really well. They have got 10 men to play against, but still, Gills are making it easy for them. However, they're finding bodies in the box, and they're passing it around really nicely. Could have easily been a 5th. And arguably, they probably should have scored a 5th already at this point in this game as well. Still 4-0. And that is full time. The first time ever on German Gills. There's no highlight for Gillingham whatsoever. So at full time it ended Gillingham 0, Ipswich Town 4. And on the line we have Adam Westgate, who's already on his way home, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, my dad went and swept the car around just so we didn't have to deal with the rain. 4-0 and 10 men. Just, yeah, that's all I can say to that.
Yeah, so we're 7 points away from safety now. What do you think? What do you think the next step is, or what's going to happen?
Well, we need to score a goal at least. The big thing is now this is the first time I've actually been worried about relegation, because all the other times you look at it and go, well, we haven't been fit, we haven't had our players, we'll get out of it. But I mean, we've got Dempsey to come back, which is a huge positive. I'm glad they didn't use it today once we're 3-0 down. Lloyd, I'm glad, was spared as well. Hopefully we can get 1 or 2 more in. I mean, Evans wants to get another striker in, which, by God, we need. But more importantly, probably even than a striker, maybe, we need some creativity. It's not even the strikers. We're just not creating anything.
No, and that's the thing I noticed this game as well, is there was no plan B. But it also, this match we have next week against Burton, it becomes really important now, I think.
Absolutely, and then we've got, I don't know when the Crew game was rearranged to, but that's a bottom of the table clash. We've got quite a few home games coming up, but I almost think it's more creativity than it is the strikers. And, I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's just that was so bad. I do think, just to be fair to Ipswich, I think even if we'd been a lot better, they'd have beaten us today based on what I saw. But if it had been a 1-0 to Ipswich or a 2-1 to Ipswich or something, you could take that based on how good they were. It was the manner of the defeat.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Ipswich demonstrated to us what they're capable of in that game. And it's a very sad story at the moment for Gills. But Adam, thank you very much for being our reporter today on what I think is one of the worst German Joe episodes for a Gills fan so far this season.
Well, it's a strange one, because Portsmouth, you lose in the last minute, and it felt a bit undeserved. But today, it was worse in a way. It's just the different emotions, isn't it? So, just not good at the moment.
It isn't. But thank you very much for being our reporter today, and we'll speak to you next week at Burton.
Speak to you then.
And ended Gillingham 0, Ipswich Town 4. I have to say congratulations to Ipswich Town. They played us off the park, albeit Gillingham making it a lot easier for you guys. However, you've shown the quality that you have on that pitch, and I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season. I think there's definitely a playoff contender team that you have at Ipswich Town, so really well done. You had a professional performance and really put the game to bed. Gillingham, on the other hand, for the first time, I really feel like we're 7 points from safety, and I really feel a little bit worried now. I was thinking before maybe things will start to turn around, but we're essentially, to get that 50-point mark, we've got to win 11 or even 12 of our, it's 10 or 11 of our games for the second half of the season. We've got a little bit left of the transfer window. Maybe this could be a bit of a wake up the scally to try and get some players in, but who knows? But it's a pretty tough gig at the moment, and things don't look pretty strong. We just need to score a couple of goals. We don't look like scoring. I think we've had 1 shot on target in 2 games. That's terrible. You can't do anything about that, and that's with you can't get out of the relegation zone with that. So it's that game against Burton next week is a huge one, and we need to try and get a result there. But thank you very much if you've made it to this point of the video, and as ever, if you want to support the channel, we have the description, the link to buy me coffee in the description below. And if you would like to follow us on Twitter, there is also the handle at Deutsche Gills, and also our Instagram, which is German Gills. And if you would like to join our League 1 and 2 Discord server, the link is also in the description down below. I'm exhausted, I'm deflated, but as ever, Los Gates Gills.